Hey guys, it's Ivan, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the sidechain compression using Cockpit mixer. Both the Cockpit 2 3U and 1U versions have a unique feature that sets it apart from other stereo Eurorack mixers, and namely is the sidechain compression with independent depths per channel and with 3 selectable modes. For those who are new to electronic music production, sidechain compression allows the presence of one audio signal or trigger signal to reduce the level of the other. The sidechain technique started with a French film audio engineer named Douglas Shearer in 1930s, and he needed a way to tame the hard S sounds from dialogue recordings. So sidechaining was born when Shearer conceived a compressor with a side signal chain separate from the main trigger signal with an EQ slapped on it, so he only isolated the S sound. Rather than evenly compressing the incoming signal, this de-esser would only be triggered when a specific sibilant sound appeared. Sidechain compression lets you create dynamics in your mix and open space for other sounds to cut through. In electronic music, the most common use of triggering the sidechain compression is with the kick drum, hence creating a balance between kick and bass and generally introducing a pumping effect. I have pre-prepared a simple kick and bass pattern, so let's hear it without the sidechain compression. As you could hear, when both the bass and kick drum were played at the same time, we lost some of the presence in both sounds, and when making dance music it's important to have a clear and punchy kick drum. Now this is where the sidechain compression trick comes in. The first sidechaining mode on the Cockpit allows you to shape the ducking by using external voltage sources, such as envelopes over here. And the advantage of this mode is that you can shape both the attack and the decay of the ducking envelope. In this mode, the sidechain knob over here controls the amount of the ducking CV, but this also means that every channel that has sidechain enabled will have the same sidechain amount. For this mode, I have split the kick drum trigger to the Airstreamer 4, and then we'll connect the 0 to 5 volt output over here to the sidechain input on the Cockpit. Now let's turn on this patch. We would like to introduce some sidechain for the bass line. To activate sidechain, you just press the encoder for 1 second until you see the LED blink. Now let's adjust the decay of the envelope and introduce the amount for the bass. Let's play around with the decay and the attack of the envelope. Although you can introduce various rhythmical variations for the sidechain by using an external envelope or voltage source, this also means that you need an external module that will control the sidechain, and also all of the channels that have the sidechain applied will have the same amount, which might sound a little bit boring sometimes, as all of the sounds are ducking at the same time. So let's move on to the next mode. The second mode for the sidechain inside of the Cockpit allows you to duck the signal using external audio sources, which means it is easy to just patch a kick drum in there and activate it per channel. As with the first mode, the sidechain knob sets the sidechain amount for all of the activated channels. Although using the audio input is very easy, the decay of sidechain will also depend on the length of your kick drum, for example, which might not be ideal in all of the situation and for all of the patches. So let's hear how this sounds. First of all, to switch the sidechain mode to number 2, we press these 4 encoders and you will see the sidechain LED blink twice. Now I will take the kick drum from Queen of Pentacles and put it to channel number 4 and also split it inside of the sidechain compression. So let's hear how this sounds, and we'll introduce the sidechain amount gradually. you will hear as I increase the decay of the kick drum, the sidechain envelope will get much longer. Although this sidechain mode might be a little bit more intuitive, as you're literally feeding the kick drum to the sidechain and then ducking all of your sounds or the ones you selected by using this kick drum. But then if your kick drum is too long, then it means that the decay of the sidechain will also be too long. So you kind of lose control, or you entirely depend on the length of the audio signal that triggers your sidechain amount. So as you can probably tell, the third mode inside of the cockpit for sidechaining is my favorite, as it allows you to trigger an internal envelope inside of the cockpit with variable decay amount and per channel sidechain depth. This means that I can just mount the kick trigger and send it to the sidechain input, and by using the onboard inverted envelope, I'm no longer relying on the length of my kick drum and have the full control over the sidechain decay and depth. So let's now switch to mode number 3 by hold pressing these 4 encoders, and you'll see the sidechain LED blink 3 times. Now I'm going to use a stackable cable to take out the kick drum signal and split it and feed it to the trigger input on the sidechain. Now in this mode we no longer have the same sidechain amount per channel, so to set the sidechain for bass, for example, we'll hold press the encoder and turn it to the right, and the brightness of the red LED tells you how much of the sidechain will be applied. So let's hear this patch. The sidechain knob now controls the decay of the internal envelope. So now we'll start turning up the sidechain amount. Now we can also bring in the second voice and apply a different sidechain amount to the lead. So as you can hear, the sidechain compression is an extremely useful technique for music production and is used by pretty much every producer out there. It's important to say that it should also be used in modulation unless you really want an extreme ducking sound. And additionally, if you are ducking multiple signals, set the sidechain depth independently to create a more balanced mix like we did in mode number 3 on the cockpit. Hopefully today's video was instructional and you learned something new. Don't forget to leave us a like if you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.